I recently had the opportunity to attend a couple of small businesses conventions, and it was definitely an eye-opener. I didn't realize how much small businesses depend on referrals. And that is on itself not a big issue until it's over reliance on them. Because referrals can be a good thing, but it can also become a hidden weakness. And by this, let's analyze it a little bit. Because referrals are valuable, but over reliance on referrals is risky. Real growth comes from building channels that you can control. So what is it that small businesses are doing right now? Many small businesses depend mostly on referrals. They go and do good work. Clients often go and tell other people about that good work, and then it generates some referrals. Businesses keeps moving that way. But it feels natural, it feels low cost, it feels safer than outreach or marketing. But over-reliance on this, what does it look like? How do you know when it's healthy what you're doing on trusting referrals and using referrals as a source of revenue versus over-reliance on referrals? What does it look like? Well, if you are overly relying on referrals, then most of your leads will come from referrals. There is no strong outbound effort. There's nothing that brings customers to you. For example, one thing that happens is that the website is usually weak or is unclear on the kind of offers that you bring to the table. What is it that you bring into the market? There is usually little visibility in the marketplace for you. The follow-up is usually inconsistent. Growth depends on people remembering to recommend you. If that is the case, then you are over-reliant on referrals. So referrals do have advantages. For example, trust is already there. You don't have to fight for it. The conversations already starts warmer. Credibility is borrowed from someone else, meaning the person that referred you to this new business, that is the credibility that you're counting on. And the person that is coming to you as a referral, it's coming from this person that they already trust, that they already know, that they already have credibility with. So this already creates a better and an easy way for you to get in. Another thing that is very important is the lead quality. The lead quality is often better than the ones that you get through other medium. Referred people are often a stronger fit because they come from people that already have your business, have already done what you do. So they see the offer that you bring to the table and they like it. So they are usually easier to talk to. The cost is lower because you have to spend less money to get their attention. Less effort is needed to open the door. So sales can move faster. There's less skepticism at the beginning. There's fewer barriers to entry and getting to that first meeting. So it's absolutely easier. And referrals are a sign of a good work because nobody refers a bad business. Everybody refers when they're happy. So if they're happy with your service, they are usually good sources of referrals. And they usually mean that your clients are happy and they show that the business has earned their trust. Now, there are some disadvantages on over-reliance on referrals. For example, you do not control the flow. Leads come from other people. And when other people happen to talk about you, it's very difficult that you are top of mind for everybody. You may be top of mind for one, maybe two people, and they will talk about you, but if it's not something that they do on a daily basis, then what? You cannot turn on referrals up or down or increment the number of referrals that you get on command. You can stimulate that, and there's certain ways you can do it, For example, the incentive of giving something back to the person that referred you is usually something that they use. Tesla, by the way, Tesla use this. They give a kickback to the referred person by giving them some extra time on FSD or some credits or whatever. And it happens across the board. Many companies do it. But they have no reliance on this to be the main source of income. And as a consequence, some months are really strong, but then some other months are quiet. It becomes hard to plan ahead. How do you know what's going to happen in 3-4 months from now? Because you don't have a way to know what's going on in your marketplace. You're just relying on what somebody else does for you. And by the way, they have no obligation. You don't pay them. Maybe you have a little bit of a compensation on the side, but there's nothing that makes them do it for you. So growth becomes harder to scale. Your network has limits, and everybody that relies on this knows that there's a point where the low-hanging fruit stops producing. You don't get as much from the people that already know you. And this happens maybe a year, maybe 2, and you can expand, but then there's a hard limit at some point that you're going to be facing. Referrals do not always grow with your goals. So if you want to do X or Z in your business, is the referral the way to do it? Who knows, right? The business then becomes passive because the team waits instead of creating demand. You kind of wait. Is it this going to happen? Is that going to happen? When it's going to happen? Sales activity becomes reactive instead of proactive. Now, all this means that the message that you bring to the market is weak. And if your message stays weak, then your offer is not being sharpened. Your website will not do enough selling. The business will not learn how to win. And then the colder leads will stay stagnant. Maybe it will never happen. So hidden dependence shows up. And it means that too much revenue may come from a very few people that are referring business to you. And losing one relationship can hurt badly. And I have an example. So there's this particular business that is a service business that transport people at a high level. So it's not like an Uber, it's more like a limousine service. And they had this network of individuals that were usually referring their friends to them. But what happened is one day they had a little bit of a misunderstanding with one of the clients, and then the entire thing changed. Now, that person that was bringing customers to them was actively working against them and talking to their friends about the bad experience that they had this one time. And it became a whole issue. So this whole revenue stream that they had at one point became a negative impact in their business. So losing one relationship can hurt, not just by the client that goes, but also the ones that go with him. So referrals can create this false sense of confidence because you feel that, yes, I'm closing a lot. Yes, my business is great. But warm leads hide flaws in the sales process. Problems appear when the business tries other channels. And then you need to find alternatives to referrals. One of them is outbound prospecting. And this is go directly to the right buyers. Use emails, calls, LinkedIn, or local outreach. You go to the Chamber of Commerce, you go to meetings, you go and network with people. You start using the old-fashioned business cards. Or, tap the phone and get their information. And follow through with those calls. Stop waiting for introductions. What you do is you actively go and introduce yourself to new businesses. Content-driven trust is one of the key aspects of what you can do. For what we're doing right now, this is one of the ways that people are getting to know us. what we do at Nixon. So we use videos, we use posts, we use emails, we use case studies. We educate people before we speak to them. We try to build familiarity, but at a scale. So it's not just this one individual, but we create something for people to use. Now, we may never talk to each other, but you found this content. And the fact is that this may help you. And eventually, it may create a new business for me. Maybe not, but at the very end, it's gonna help you. So another thing that you can do to not rely overly on this is create a better website, improve your website, make clear the offer, make sure that you explain who you help, explain the problem you're solving, show proof. Make sure that the next step is obvious in the relationship. Like always be selling, that is also true for the website. You talk on your website about what you do, well, make sure that people know how to get in touch with you. What is the next step? What is the next thing that they're supposed to do? Talk to you, call you, send an email, click on a button. What is it? Just let them know. Another really good way of working with this is creating strategic partnerships. Now, this is by far one of the most important things you can do as a business owner. Creating strategic partnerships, it doesn't mean go straight to the people that use your business, but finding people that you can complement and work together. And maybe they won't get more than you get, but it may be that you get what you need. You build intentional relationships with complementary businesses. So you turn random recommendations into repeatable opportunities. So those things are key when you're creating this outreach instead of just relying on referrals. There's one more, paid lead generation. This is where you use ads to amplify a message that already works. Do not expect the ads to fix a weak offer. Ads are not a cure-all, and ads could be expensive. So you need to know what the offer is going to be, something that works. Try something that works on a local level and offer that thing on an ad. And then you will see that there's a result on it. Another thing that it's also often overlooked is the reactivation and follow-up. What do I mean by this? So you revisit all leads. Somebody that you called before, that the project didn't work out, that they were not ready at the time, they didn't have the money, XYZ, whatever it was. You revisit those old leads and you reconnect with those past clients, people that they already know you, that you already provided some service for them. And then you follow up on that proposal that months ago stalled, or maybe a year ago. You follow up on that. What happened with this? Oh, we already did it with somebody else. Okay, that's fine. But maybe they haven't, and they use your service now. Use the value that you already have in your database. Contact that people. They already know you. Previous customers, they already know you. They were happy with what you did. Ask them for the next one. So what is the approach? The approach is keep the referrals. I'm not saying stop using referrals. No, keep them up. They are still valuable. They should stay part of the mix. But you add channels you can influence. Use one faster channel, outbound, reactivation is really good. And then you use one longer term channel, content like the one we're building right now, brand visibility, partnerships, things that will not have an immediate result necessarily, but will eventually bring something back to you. Build a real sales engine. This is key. You create demand intentionally. You stay visible. You follow up consistently. You reduce your dependence on luck. You gain more control over growth. So that is the idea. Referrals are a great source of business, They just should not be your only source. Heck, they shouldn't be even the main source. You should have other ways to bring businesses to your business. A strong business does not only wait to be recommended. A strong business creates demand. And this is what we can help you with. Give us a call. Send us a message. Maybe listen to some of the videos that we have on the channel. Let us know. If you need help with something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you gotta hire us, but maybe we can have a conversation. Start that way and see where we can help you use engineering principles to really tailor your sales.